Do you have a colleague who is something of a mystery? Hmm? Never quite sure on what side of the argument they will land. Maybe there's a discourse going on, and you are invited to return to a point that you thought had been covered and to answer questions related to that point. Hmm? And then you try to avoid the question, and you are pointedly brought back to give the answer, the specific answer that is being sought. And when you give that specific answer, it might be that that opens up another line of questioning. Hmm? Or maybe you have a colleague who is like that, or maybe you are that colleague. Either way, you're in the right place, because today we're going to be looking at C-style behavior, conscientiousness in the DISC classification of behaviors. That's C-style, top left quadrant. Yeah, want to get into understanding C-style thinking and why it matters. I'm Trevor E.S. Smith. I'm with the Success with People Academy, and I am tasked with helping you to not only appreciate and understand the C-style, but how to adapt it. Yes, our challenge today is going to be getting you in a place where you could experience C-style behavior. That's my task. We have been doing this series of trying to see how we can get more comfortable using behavioral styles that are not in our preferred list. And so that flexibility that we're talking about, that makes a huge difference to our success as leaders, to how we can impact and influence others. Those skills come from the capacity to be flexible, to adapt different styles and to adapt to different styles. That's what we have been engaged in. But today, this is the challenging one, because the C style is commonly viewed as being somewhat mysterious. You have your C style colleague, but somehow or another you can't get your hand around them. You don't quite understand exactly where they're coming from. Yeah. So rather than just saying to you how to deal with them, I think you will get more depth, and it will be more useful for you if we actually look at how to think and behave like a C-style, your C-style colleague. So that's it. It's a challenge. We are here for 30 to 35 minutes max, and we're going to just go then. So pay attention, put aside whatever it is that you're doing, and just listen up, because this is important. In the decades that I have been working with teams, the C-style is a challenge because people don't quite understand them. People believe that they are, just obstacles in the way, ask too many questions, put too many barriers, and so on. So that's why we want to get here, to see how we can better understand. And the best way to understand the behavioral styles is to stand in the shoes of that style. So what are the pillars? As we have said in some of the previous videos, is that the key to being able to adopt a style is to get to the mindset. So what are the pillars? What's going on underneath C-style thinking? Well, first of all, understand one thing. The C-style does not enter popularity contests, and so they don't win them. That's not their objective. Their goal is not to get likes. That's not it. Okay. So at the heart of C-style thinking is one, I would say, curiosity. There is some critical need for information. Yes. information. Information is power. Knowledge is power. Getting information is important. And that's why there is this additional question. That's why you are brought back to something that you have glossed over or thought was completed in the conversation. You say, hey, by the way, can you clarify this for me? You know, in our workshops, we talk about the little boy who picks up a centipede, you know, and counts the legs. If it's a centipede, let me see if there are really 100 legs. That's it. Information is power. Facts are important. Discernment is another pillar. Is this really so? This guy that is here talking to me about C-style, does he know anything about C-style? Is he a C-style user? Where does he get this information from? Ooh, careful what you take from him. This is the same guy that when he talks at weddings, you know, so he tells the couple, save, learn to use your save. You're going to get a lot of information. Save, take what is good, let out what is there. That's C-style thinking. Why? That is, you know, we work with who, what, when, where, why in terms of these styles. And of course, the why is for the C. Why? They need to get to the root of everything and anything. Why? What is underneath? I need to know the why. A function without understanding the why. And then there is this overarching desire for order. When we look at life, when we do mathematics, anyhow 1 and 1 is no longer 2, we lost. When we look at the sun is going to come up every day. We can rely on that. Nature is ordered. Everything, there is structure. Things come together in a particular way. So why on God's earth can we just live like that? Why should we live in chaos where everybody can just do what they want to do, feel what they drive on the right if they want, drive on the left, do this? No, life cannot go on like that. If this live cast is supposed to start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, why should it start at 11:20 or 11:15? Or why can't it just start on time? Why can't we just do what we are supposed to do the way that we are supposed to do it? That's at the heart of C-style thinking. And it makes sense, I would think. Yes. So when you start to resist and push back, understand where it's coming from. We want the sun to come up tomorrow morning as planned. Yes, we want to put our calculators to work and get the answers that we expect because 1 and 1 is still 2. That's it. So when we have our policies and procedures manual, it's not there just to tie up paper. It's there to make sure that order is prevailed. That's why compliance is so important. All right. Get in there. Okay. So to understand the C-style, we're looking at the DISC framework for you that are coming in new. You know, there's a classification of behaviors, and classifications make sense. We always talk about grammar, that we know nouns are separate from verbs and adjectives. So classifications, we use classifications in all aspects of our lives. So we know animals are different from plants. So what Jung did was to look at how individuals, how people respond to life's unfolding events. And he says we can classify them into 4 groups. I like to say we get 4 bags of tools, nuances within each bag. Yes, but we can classify those nuances into 1 bag of tools. So we have 4 bags of behaviors that we use to navigate through life. And we all go into one bag or the other at some point in time, but we might have a preference for using one more than the others. And so we want to look at the C-style bag of tools. And the C-style bag of tools relates to behavior that are more reserved and task-oriented. That's it, task-oriented and reserved. So we look at things like compliance, we look at things like structure, systems, accountability, planning. Those kinds of things are contained in that bag that we call the C-style bag of tools. So what is the secret to adopting C-style behavior? Just like with the other styles, you need to get to the mindset, and I've dealt with some of them already. Look at those mindsets. So if you want to look at goals, objectives, if it is, if you would be helped by systems and structure and compliance and planning, controls, those things fall naturally in this C-style toolkit. So if you want to adopt C-style thinking, start to put those things into your mind. Shift your mind to compliance. If I am a pilot, do I want to play around and just use my experience and to see, if we did some things differently, how the flight would go? No, we need to be in C mode. Yes, where we're following, we're flipping the chart. No matter how many miles we have flown, we want to go by what it is there. Follow, check, check, check. That's what I mean. So you have to move away from flexibility. Okay, I know I'm in charge. I can do this. No. System, the structure, the requirements are X, Y, Z, and we're going to follow X, Y, Z. That's key to adopting C-style behavior. And you need to think of the consequences. If we fail to understand the importance of going through the X, Y, Z procedure, think about it. Think of what the consequences. We could kill 400 passengers. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We could actually give a non-positive result for an HIV test when the person is positive. We need to follow the process. There are serious consequences when we freestyle and just ignore the rules. If we drive on the right in a left side driving country, we could go around a corner and kill somebody and kill ourselves. There are consequences. That is why 1 and 1 equals 2. That is why the sun comes up and we can rely on that. Okay, filling it down. So how do you manifest this kind of behavior in your interactions? First of all, don't get carried away with your emotions. That's the first thing. So you can be formal. Yeah. As a matter of fact, think of yourself as a poker player, right? That's basically what it is. In poker, I don't play it, but I understand that the more information you can receive from the others and the less you can give them, the better chance you have of winning. And that's basically what the game is about. The game is gather information, store information, refuse to share information as much as you can. So therefore, yeah, that's it. We are here trying to work. So just cut off the small talk and just get down to what is at hand. Yeah, don't ask me a whole about questions about myself. And don't then go out and ask questions. Yeah. What's happening to my wife or your mother at home? Yeah, that's nice. But in normal, when we're getting into a meeting, don't spend all of the time doing that. And then your questions, when you ask the questions, try to get the answer that you want. Don't just let people just push you away. Persist, ask the question. And by the way, you're listening. You see the S-style kind of listening that we're talking about. It's a similar intensity, but it's a different objective. The S-style is in the shoes, the empathy, the understanding of okay, I'm with you. The C-style listening is as intense, but it is more, let me understand. Is this a logical argument? Is this does this comply with the other information that I have? Is the speaker credible? That's the kind. It's a critical thinking kind of listening where we're not swayed. We're not going to be easily fooled. Yeah. Gaslighting. We're not going to be gaslighted because we're looking at the facts. We're asking questions. We're doing the due diligence. We're checking out the speakers. We're trying to see really and truly, is this a credible argument? Is this something I can take on board? That's important for you if you want to emulate C-style thinking. All right. And then, as I mentioned, the poker, right? So And sometimes the C style with, you know, you can't tell whether I'm smiling or not. Anyway, unless you can read eyes. Let's go. We try to get over here. So some other things are that get down to business and be tactful. Yes, we're not impolite. Yes, so we're not, clingy, huggy, hey, but still are also respectful. Yeah, absolutely. There's no animosity. There's no problem there. Very polite and so on. And yeah, privacy is important. So we're not encroaching into anybody's personal information and pressing them about things that they might not want to share. Unless, of course, it's germane to information that we need. And of course, do not be bashful to demonstrate your expertise. Yes, don't be shy. If you are the expert in the area and you have knowledge, share it freely. Yeah, let people know, because credibility is important. Credibility is important. So that's what you want to do as well, right? And always see if you can underpin what it is that you're saying with some evidence. Yes, that's one of the things that we talk about. So the research that we have is that when you quote data, like if you deal with the scriptures, for example, if you can use chapter and verse in your conversations, it makes a huge difference, because then individuals can go back to the source and to see what it is that you are saying. So evidence-based is important when you're doing things like this. All right? And okay, so we can move forward from that. So what are some of the tendencies that you're going to have to emulate if you want to manifest C-style behaviors? Well, one of the things is, brother, get it done, but also get it done the right way. Why am I saying the right way? Let me give you an anecdote. So little Junior is at school. His father is a math professor at the university. When they're teaching you like division in the early ages, they go through all sort of things. Some of the things that you have to make a whole heap of circles, and they give you simple ways so that you really understand processes. Well, little Junior's father, shows him how to get the answers, how to do the thing quickly, bam, 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 get it done. Junior gets his homework. He goes back to school the next day to his C-style teacher, gets everything right. And to his amazement, he gets a lot of X's. No, that's not how it. I don't know. Maybe you just went on Google and got the answer. I don't know how you got these answers. Yeah. So getting it right is all right, but you have to get it right the right way. And what is it? Why is that relevant in a work environment? So you might have a policy, set of procedures to follow, and you might actually get an outcome that's okay. But suppose you had made a mistake, how would we have gone to retrace it? And how, and I'm saying to you, it is important to follow procedure. So get it done right. And the big thing is, please don't make mistakes. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should say, if you make your mistakes, correct them before you bring them to me. Because that's it. Yeah. That's why we have erasers, and it's not for me to use the eraser, it's for you to use it. So if you're going to emulate C-style, fix it first. Check, double check, triple check, fix it. Do not send me information. So you want a loan, and you prepare a nice proposal to the bank manager. In the first paragraph, there are 3 grammatical errors. There is a spelling error in the fourth. No, I am going to lend you $5 million and you can't even put together a document. No, sir. No, sir. Okay. So yeah, be detail oriented. We give jokes in our workshops about the C-style. It is said that the C-style colleague actually proofreads the photocopied document. So he reads the document, runs it through the photocopier, and then pulls it out and proofreads again. Who knows what can go on in this machine? Yeah, okay, sorry. So yeah, analysis, thinking clearly, clear thoughts, about things. We want to look at things through a critical thinking set of eyes. Frugality. Yeah. Money, there's no free lunch. When you waste money, when you waste time, how is it going to come back? So you need to have a mentality that is watches the dollars, watches the time, watches whatever resources that we're using. Important that you be. So the other thing is we talk about information gathering so we can move forward. Accountability and being critical is part of it. Do not stand by and see the precipice and say, okay, it's not my responsibility to put up the warning sign. No, man. No, that's not it. You need to call it out. And that's where the whistleblowing, for example, would come from. I'm prepared. Trevor, the presentation that you made was okay, but bam, 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 bam. Why am I doing this? It might make Trevor feel uncomfortable. However, it is going to help him. I'm doing this from a position of trying to help him. If I allow him to continue to make his presentations in this way, when I know better, what am I doing? Am I helping him? So yes, maybe it hurts a little bit, but let's do it. So therefore, you need to comply as well if you are in there. And yeah, risk averse, risk aversion is one of the things that was there. You need to pick up the speed a little bit here. And precision. Be correct, be right, be on time, do the thing the right way. All right. Some characteristics that you should appreciate. The idea, I talk about that as well, being competent, being an expert and demonstrating that. Care, caution, just make sure that you take care of what it is that you're doing. And we mentioned the curiosity. Information is very important. And the reason why we have policies and procedures and rules is because we want them to be applied and complied with. So we talk about the critical thinking. Yeah, if you're going to be credible, you also need to be conscientious. Put in the work, yes, so people can know that you're serious about the thing. And avoid mistakes. That's why we're talking about being correct, conform to the rules, make sure, and be consistent. Be like the sun, come up every morning. And this is the big part, the cool that people say, fine, Trevor is here, but we didn't know where he's at lunchtime, TGIF is missing. Yeah, we can't quite get our hand around him socially. That's part of it. But remember, we are saying, that's we're not really there to win the popularity contest. So, what is it? And we should enjoy them. It's not just them strictures and withdrawal and denial. It's really sweet spots are there as well. So when we see consistency, when we can go and we can know where the goalpost is, it's not changing every minute. Those things really make a difference. Because we can know now that the plan is working and everybody's working the plan. All of those things. So that provides a sense of stability. And even within that now, I can be creative. I can start, when I put creativity in the C style, my extended disc colleagues say, really? Yeah. But if you think about your programming, yes, it requires C style attention to detail, but there's creativity there. Even in this whole question of the AI and so on, a lot of creativity can be in there, but it's still anchored by system, structure, etc. So there, when I see that happening, I'm comfortable. Oh my gosh, man! The closer we can get to perfection, that's the goal. That gets my adrenaline pumping. Yeah, and so that's why I'm diligent. And when I see diligent, when I have a team, I'm working with people that are diligent, that are focused. When I have a study group, and everybody does the assignment, and we come and get an A plus. Yes, that's me. Yeah. So I give value for money, and then we talk about that. The accountability is there, though. That when John turns up and consistently, didn't do his chapter that he's supposed to bring to the study group, no, at some point in time, we have to say to John, no, you can't be a part of this group. Yeah, accountability. There's no free lunch. Somebody has to pay. Right? So that's how you have to go about and enjoy. And by the way, if you are there, in the group, you understand the group, that the group is serious when we hold John accountable. That's part of it. So, right. So there's some pushback, yes, some turn offs. And you need now, because you remember that you are adapting the C style, you need to push back when these things happen. So when people criticize you, and this one is a separate one, because when criticisms come to the C style, they're not comfortable with it. But the primary reason why they're not comfortable is that how could I put myself in that position like that? How could I have misspelled this word? How could I be so careless to put myself in the position where somebody can be pointing this out to me? So the discomfort is part of that. Right? But the mistakes, yeah, we're not putting up. We're not just going to read the document with all of the mistakes. No, we're sending it back. No. So yeah, that's part of what it is. Yeah, okay. So we're getting to the point now where maybe some of that friction that comes with C style and the other styles that you're going to get into, because you're saying, what is so big? It's just a little WhatsApp text. What's wrong if the spelling is there? They did not understand the word. I just go back and, oh, come on, man. Get that, relax, you're too tense, yeah, that's some of the pushback you're going to get. The resistance to certain changes, yes, but the situation called for it. There's no time to give you a lot of notice and all that. Those some of the things are going to happen, okay? So you're going to actually say, why did you change? Why didn't you call a meeting? Why didn't we discuss it? How come you just change this and you keep changing? Those are some of the things that you have to put yourself saying and expect some pushback from it. I can't stop right now, but I just need for you. I can't stop right now. Yeah, that's some of the things. Interruption, but you come all the time. When I look at my time log, I see that I spend half of my day, responding to your blurting. No, man, you need to do better than that, my manager. We need to have structured times. Whoops. Okay, fine. Yeah, you put yourself in trouble. How do you expect me to carry this through when I have half the information is missing? Did we do any surveys? What am I to do with this? Yeah. Okay, same thing with the guidelines. No guidelines. Yeah. So anybody can just do whatever they want. Yeah. Okay. So I noticed that Tom is coming in, at half day, something special about Tom, why nobody speaks to him about the fact that he comes early and he compensates by, he comes late and he compensates by leaving early. No, what a waste. Why are we doing those kind of things? And the big one is ambiguity. This idea of the gray areas, that why C-style has a real problem understanding gray. It's either black and white, you're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. So they have a big problem with the nuances. And so that maybe you have to get yourself in this situation. Is it yes or not? Yes, but what? Is it yes or no? It's either yes or no. Simple. Yeah, that's C-style. So get your mindset. That's where you're going. So who are some classical users? We're not going to spend a lot of time here. But think about Leonardo da Vinci. Guys are brilliant. There's a new word I learned. He's a polymath. Polymath. Polymath is a man that fount of knowledge, know everything, know all sorts of cross. Einstein also was there, that rigor to go into the detail. And, Maria Curie also, she's the one that did the groundbreaking work on radioactivity. And of course, Buffett is the big man that people take his stock advice because of his attention to detail. So, what is the key takeaway? Very fast ride. I hope that you're still with me. But if you want to adopt the C style, you have to look at some of the things that we talk about. And you'll be surprised to see that you get respect. So yeah, you might not get a lot of likes, but people will respect you for your credibility. You're coming across as credible. You're coming across as honest. You're coming across as an expert. Somebody can rely on you. Those are some of the things that will happen if you adapt this style. And also, guess what? You can right the ship. You can right the ship by saying, "Hey, hold on. You're the voice of reason." So think back at some of this. You can replay um, the this live cast. I'm going to show you where it is. But let's have a conversation about how we can make a difference to your team by helping your team members to flex their style. Whether it is moving from D to I to C, whatever it is, we can help you to have a far more functional and effective team. So your next steps then would be to, as I say, go back. These live casts are being shown on YouTube at Extended Disk Solutions. Here we go. At Extended Disk Solutions on YouTube. You can see all of them right there. And as usual, I'm suggesting to you that you do your extended disk behavioral assessment. It's going to make a difference to understanding yourself. You need to understand yourself first before you can understand others and before you can adopt additional styles. And quickly just to remind you of who we are. We are the Success with People Academy. We are part of the InfoServe group, and we are SHRM recertification providers, which means that we can provide you with professional development credits for SHRM CP and SCP recertification. Yeah. So we use the discerning model of communication and leadership and our REAL leadership framework to guide individuals, teams, and their organizations to greater levels of productivity, harmonization, unity, helping teams to function highest level. So we also, of course, provide you with the granular assessments from Extended Disk on the Revolutionary Things platform. Let's have a conversation. No holds. Just send me a WhatsApp, 876-535-6677, or send me an email at info@successwithpeople.org. Thanks for your time, and I hope that you have success trying to adopt C-style behavior. Think mystery, think information, think order, think structure, think compliance. All of these things make a difference. Thank you.